Ladies and gentlemen, love is a dynamic, ever-evolving energy. It cannot be controlled or confined, and yet so often we try to hold it too tightly. What if I told you that sometimes the most powerful act of love isn't stepping forward, but stepping back? True love is an energy that thrives when it is given the room to grow and breathe. Relationships, much like plants, need nurturing, sunlight, and most importantly, space. When there is too much closeness, too much grasping, or an overwhelming desire to always be present, the essence of that love can become stifled. This isn't to suggest that proximity or togetherness is inherently bad. Rather, it's a call to understand the delicate balance between connection and independence. Imagine a flame that burns brightly in the center of a room. If you cover it too closely, trying to shield it or hold it, the flame can suffocate. But when you provide the right distance, it is free to grow, to light up the room, and to radiate its warmth naturally. This is the power of space in relationships. Space isn't about creating separation in the form of absence, but instead fostering an environment where the love between two individuals can flourish without constant pressure or intervention. In many relationships, especially when emotions run deep, there is often a subconscious urge to stay as close as possible to your partner. This closeness is comforting. It reassures you of the bond and creates a sense of safety. However, there is a hidden danger in constantly being present, constantly reaching out, or always seeking validation from the other person. While your intentions may be pure and rooted in love, this behavior can unintentionally send the message that the relationship's survival depends entirely on your effort. Over time, this dynamic can cause the other person to feel overwhelmed or take the connection for granted, diminishing the value of the bond. The truth is, space in a relationship allows both individuals to maintain their identities. When you step back even slightly, it is not an act of pulling away, but rather a gesture of trust. It says, I trust in what we share. I trust in you, and I trust in you, and I trust in myself. Trust, after all, is the cornerstone of any lasting connection. It is not built through constant monitoring or over-involvement, but through faith that the bond will endure, even when you are not constantly reinforcing it. When you allow space, you give your partner the opportunity to reflect on their own emotions and their role in the relationship. Reflection is impossible when the connection feels suffocating, as there is no room for introspection. In relationships, people need the mental and emotional bandwidth to consider what they truly value. If you are always present, there is little opportunity for your partner to miss you, to appreciate your presence, or to recognize the depth of what you bring to their life. Another key element to consider is that space enables balance. Every relationship involves two unique individuals, each with their own needs, dreams, and energies. While togetherness is beautiful, individuality is equally important. When you step back, you allow your partner to engage with their own world while simultaneously preserving yours. This dual existence strengthens the relationship because it eliminates the dependence that can weaken bonds over time. When two individuals come together as whole, independent people, the love they share is rooted in mutual respect, not obligation or dependence. Stepping back is not about withdrawal or punishment. It is a way to redefine boundaries and create an environment where love can grow naturally. Space doesn't diminish connection, it enhances it. It allows love to breathe. The moments of quiet between interactions become meaningful because they foster anticipation and appreciation. When you are always present, the other person can become accustomed to your presence, and the small, meaningful gestures that once brought joy may begin to go unnoticed. In addition to fostering appreciation, space also reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings and conflicts that can arise from overexposure. Even the most loving relationships can experience friction when individuals spend too much time in each other's energy. Stepping back allows each person to recharge, to reflect, and to approach the relationship with fresh eyes. This pause, however small, can reset the dynamic and bring renewed clarity and affection. There is also an element of mystery that arises when space is given. It's not about playing games or being elusive, it's about creating a natural curiosity in the relationship. When your partner has room to wonder about your thoughts, feelings, and activities, they are more likely to engage with you on a deeper level. This dynamic fosters an ongoing sense of intrigue and discovery, both of which are essential to keeping love alive. Lastly, stepping back sends a powerful message about self-worth. It demonstrates that while you cherish the relationship, you are not defined solely by it. This quiet confidence can be incredibly attractive, inspiring your partner to see you not just as someone they love, but as someone they admire and respect. Space, therefore, is not a void, it is an opportunity. It's the pause in the music that makes the melody beautiful. It's the quiet between the notes that gives the song its rhythm and depth. Self-worth is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It forms the foundation upon which respect is built and nurtures the kind of confidence that makes love flourish. When you step back in a relationship, you send a powerful, unspoken message about the value you place on yourself. This act of stepping back isn't about creating distance out of spite or anger. It's about demonstrating that your worth isn't tied to constant reassurance or validation. Instead, it comes from an internal place of self-respect and self-assurance, qualities that naturally attract respect and admiration from others. When someone truly values themselves, they move through the world with a quiet confidence. They don't need to over-explain their actions or constantly seek approval. This kind of self-worth is magnetic. It draws people in because it radiates security and strength. In a relationship, when you hold this sense of self-worth and choose to step back, you are not withdrawing your love or commitment. You are simply affirming that your identity exists independently of the relationship. You are reminding your partner and yourself that love should be a partnership of equals, not a dynamic where one person is overly reliant on the other. Stepping back allows you to communicate your self-worth through actions rather than words. It shows that you trust in the strength of the connection without feeling the need to hover or constantly prove your value. This kind of trust can be transformative. It creates a dynamic where your partner begins to see you not just as someone they love, but as someone they deeply respect. Respect, in turn, is what fuels long-term admiration and commitment. Without respect, love can easily falter, becoming transactional or dependent rather than mutual and balanced. It's important to understand that constantly seeking validation from your partner can inadvertently undermine the very respect you're trying to build. When you're always available, always accommodating, or constantly seeking their approval, it can create an unintentional power imbalance. Your partner may start to see your presence as a given, something they don't need to work for or appreciate fully. This isn't because they don't care. It's human nature to take for granted what is always readily available. By stepping back, you disrupt this pattern and remind your partner of the unique value you bring to their life. There is a profound difference between being wanted and being needed. Being needed can sometimes create a sense of obligation in a relationship, while being wanted comes from a place of genuine desire and appreciation. When you step back, you shift the dynamic from one of necessity to one of choice. You give your partner the space to actively choose you, to see your value without the constant presence that might overshadow it. This shift can reignite feelings of attraction and admiration because it restores the balance of effort in the relationship. Self-worth also acts as a mirror in relationships. When you value yourself, you set the standard for how others treat you. Your actions teach your partner what you expect and deserve. And stepping back is a powerful way to reinforce these boundaries. It says, I will not overextend myself to earn your attention or affection because I know my value. And I trust that you see it too. This boundary is not a wall that separates, it's a bridge that encourages mutual respect and understanding. Furthermore, stepping back gives you the opportunity to focus on nurturing your own growth and well-being. When you prioritize your self-worth, you invest time and energy into the things that make you feel fulfilled and confident. This could mean pursuing your passions, maintaining your independence, or simply taking time for self-reflection. As you grow, you become a more whole and vibrant version of yourself, which naturally enhances the relationship. Your partner is drawn to this growth because it reflects a dynamic, evolving connection rather than one that is stagnant or overly dependent. Another aspect of self-worth is the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of challenges or uncertainty. When you step back, you demonstrate emotional maturity and stability. You show that you don't need to react impulsively or demand constant attention to feel secure in the relationship. This kind of composure is incredibly reassuring to your partner as it creates a sense of stability and trust within the connection. They begin to see you as someone who is not only confident in themselves, but also confident in the relationship's foundation. Stepping back also disrupts any patterns of complacency that may have formed in the relationship. Over time, even the most loving partnerships can fall into routines where effort and appreciation begin to wane. By stepping back, you create a subtle yet powerful shift that encourages your partner to reflect on their own behavior and contributions. It inspires them to actively participate in the relationship, to meet you where you are, rather than taking your presence or effort for granted. This renewed effort fosters a deeper sense of partnership and mutual respect. Ultimately, self-worth is about recognizing that your value does not diminish in the absence of constant validation. When you step back, you affirm that you are whole and complete on your own. And this wholeness is what makes you a valuable partner. You don't need to chase love or demand respect by simply embodying your worth. You inspire these qualities to flow naturally into the relationship. This quiet confidence is what makes stepping back such a transformative act. It redefines the dynamics of love and respect in a way that strengthens both individuals and the bond they share. When you step back in a relationship, you give your partner the space to reflect on their emotions, their actions, and the role you play in their life. This act of stepping back isn't about creating distance for its own sake. It's about fostering an environment where genuine appreciation can grow. Reflection is a powerful tool in relationships, yet it is often overlooked in the constant hustle of daily interactions. By allowing space, you create a pause, a necessary interruption that encourages your partner to think deeply about what they value, what they might be taking for granted, and how they truly feel. Appreciation cannot be forced or demanded. It must arise naturally. When you are always present, always giving, and always available, it can unintentionally dull the significance of your presence. Familiarity can sometimes lead to complacency, not because your partner cares any less, but because human nature tends to overlook what is constantly in front of us. Stepping back disrupts this cycle. It creates an absence, however slight, that allows your partner to experience what life feels like without your constant involvement. In this absence, they are given the opportunity to recognize your value in a way that might not have been possible before. This reflection period can be transformative. It allows your partner to not only miss your presence, but also to appreciate the qualities you bring to their life. Whether it's your kindness, your support, your wisdom, or your sense of humor, these traits can become clearer when they are not immediately accessible. The saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder, holds a deep truth. Distance fosters longing, and longing amplifies appreciation. When you step back, you are not creating a void, you are creating a space for your partner to truly see and value you. Moreover, this act of stepping back challenges your partner to consider their own contributions to the relationship. Reflection is not just about appreciating what you bring, it's also about evaluating what they are giving in return. When the dynamic shifts and your partner is faced with the reality of your absence, they may begin to question whether they have been as present, as giving, or as attentive as they could be. This introspection can lead to a renewed effort on their part to meet you where you are, to contribute more meaningfully, and to actively participate in strengthening the connection. Stepping back also highlights the balance of effort within the relationship. If one person is always giving and the other is always receiving, an imbalance forms that can lead to resentment or a sense of being unappreciated. By stepping back, you subtly encourage your partner to step forward, to meet you halfway, and to take on a more active role in nurturing the bond. This rebalancing not only fosters appreciation, but also strengthens the partnership by making it more reciprocal and equitable. Reflection is further deepened by the element of curiosity that arises when space is created. When you are not constantly present, your partner may begin to wonder about your thoughts, your activities, and your feelings. This curiosity is not about suspicion or doubt. It's about rekindling the sense of discovery that is often present in the early stages of a relationship. When your partner starts to ask questions, to wonder, and to seek out your presence rather than expecting it, they are actively engaging with their feelings and with you. This engagement is a powerful form of appreciation because it comes from a place of genuine interest and affection. Additionally, stepping back encourages your partner to reflect on the dynamics of the relationship as a whole. They may begin to see patterns or behaviors that they had previously overlooked. Perhaps they realize that they have been taking your kindness for granted, or that they haven't been as attentive to your needs as they could be. This kind of self-awareness is essential for growth, both individually and as a couple. Without the opportunity for reflection, these insights might remain buried beneath the surface, leaving underlying issues unresolved. The time and space created by stepping back also allow your partner to experience a renewed sense of appreciation for the shared moments and memories. When you are constantly present, the significance of these moments can fade into the background. But when there is a pause, even simple gestures, a kind word, a shared laugh, or a quiet moment together can take on a new depth of meaning. Your partner begins to see these moments for what they truly are: expressions of love, connection, and commitment. It's important to recognize that this process of reflection and appreciation doesn't just benefit your partner, it benefits you as well. By stepping back, you give yourself the space to evaluate the relationship from your own perspective. You can reflect on what you truly want, what you need, and whether the relationship aligns with your values and aspirations. This dual reflection, yours and your partner's, creates a more thoughtful, intentional connection. It moves the relationship beyond the surface and into a space where both individuals can grow and evolve together. Stepping back in a relationship creates a natural and necessary void, and in that void lies an opportunity for your partner to take the initiative. Relationships thrive on balance, and when one partner constantly leads, gives, or sacrifices, it can inadvertently create a dynamic where the other becomes passive. This is not always intentional or malicious. It's simply a rhythm that develops over time. By stepping back, you disrupt this rhythm, not as a punishment, but as an invitation for your partner to step forward and actively invest in the connection. When you always take the lead, whether in communication, planning, or expressing affection, it can set a precedent where your partner becomes accustomed to receiving rather than giving. Over time, this imbalance can erode the partnership's vitality. Stepping back allows your partner to recognize this imbalance, even if subconsciously, and to adjust their actions accordingly. It gives them the space to consider how they can contribute more meaningfully to the relationship. This shift is not about forcing them to change, but rather creating the conditions in which they naturally feel compelled to participate more fully. Taking the initiative in a relationship is not just about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent acts that demonstrate care and commitment. When you step back, you give your partner the chance to show their appreciation in ways that may have been overshadowed before. Perhaps they'll take the time to reach out with a thoughtful message, plan a date, or simply ask how you're feeling. These actions, though seemingly small, are significant because they come from a place of genuine effort rather than expectation or routine. This process of stepping back also encourages your partner to reflect on their own desires and priorities. When you're always present and leading, it can be easy for them to take the relationship for granted. But when you create space, they're prompted to ask themselves important questions. What do they want from the relationship? What are they willing to give? What do they value about you and the connection you share? These questions are crucial for fostering a deeper and more authentic bond. Without the opportunity for such reflection, the relationship risks becoming stagnant or one-sided. Encouraging your partner to take the initiative also strengthens their sense of agency within the relationship. It allows them to feel that their actions matter, that they have the power to contribute positively and shape the direction of the partnership. This sense of agency is not only empowering for them, but also beneficial for the relationship as a whole. When both partners feel equally invested and capable of influencing the connection, the bond becomes more balanced, resilient, and fulfilling. Stepping back also provides your partner with a chance to demonstrate their affection in their unique way. Sometimes when one person takes the lead too often, the other's natural style of expressing love and care can be overshadowed. By creating space, you allow your partner to tap into their authentic self and bring their individuality to the relationship. This might mean they express their feelings differently than you would, but those differences are what make the connection richer and more dynamic. Another important aspect of encouraging your partner to take the initiative is the way it fosters mutual respect. When both individuals contribute actively, it creates a sense of equality and partnership. Stepping back signals to your partner that you trust them to step up, that you believe in their ability to contribute meaningfully. This trust is a powerful motivator. It shows your partner that their role in the relationship is valued and important. In turn, they're likely to respond with actions that reflect their appreciation for your trust and the relationship itself. This dynamic also challenges your partner to grow and evolve. Relationships are not just about comfort, they're about growth both individually and together. By stepping back, you encourage your partner to step out of their comfort zone, to think about what they can bring to the table, and to take responsibility for their role in the relationship. This kind of growth is essential for deepening the connection and ensuring that the relationship remains vibrant and mutually fulfilling. Encouraging your partner to take the initiative also has the potential to reignite the spark in the relationship. When one partner is always leading, the predictability can dull the excitement and passion that make a relationship feel alive. But when your partner takes the lead, whether it's by planning a surprise, initiating a meaningful conversation, or simply expressing their affection in an unexpected way, it brings a sense of novelty and excitement. These moments remind both of you why the relationship is worth investing in and keep the connection fresh and engaging. This process is not about manipulation or withholding affection. It's about creating an environment where both partners feel empowered to give and receive love in equal measure. Stepping back is an act of faith in your partner and the relationship itself. It's a way of saying, I trust you to meet me where I am, and that trust is often met with a renewed sense of effort and appreciation from your partner. Through this process, the relationship evolves from one of dependency or routine to one of mutual respect, growth, and active participation. When you step back in a relationship, you create a space where both individuals are encouraged to rediscover their individual identities. Relationships often begin with a sense of intrigue and admiration for one another's unique qualities, those traits that define who you are as individuals. Over time, however, it's easy to lose sight of those distinctions as the relationship deepens and the focus shifts towards shared experiences and togetherness. While intimacy and connection are vital, they should not come at the expense of individuality. By stepping back, you allow both yourself and your partner to reconnect with who you are outside the context of the relationship. In many cases, the constant closeness of a relationship can blur the lines between individual and couple identities. This can lead to a dynamic where one or both partners begin to feel as though they've sacrificed pieces of themselves for the sake of the relationship. Stepping back provides a chance to recalibrate. It's an opportunity to revisit personal interests, passions, and goals that may have been sidelined. This doesn't mean abandoning the relationship. It means nurturing the parts of yourself that make you unique and bring richness to the partnership. For your partner, this space can be equally transformative. When you step back, it gives them the freedom to explore their own identity without feeling the weight of constant interaction or obligation. This is particularly important because a sense of independence fosters confidence and self-assurance. A partner who feels secure in their own identity is better equipped to contribute positively to the relationship. They bring a fuller, more authentic version of themselves to the connection, which in turn strengthens the bond. Stepping back also highlights the importance of self-care and personal growth. In the midst of a close relationship, it's easy to prioritize the other person's needs and emotions over your own. Over time, this can lead to feelings of burnout or resentment, even in the healthiest of partnerships. By creating some distance, you give yourself permission to focus on your well-being. This might involve pursuing a hobby, spending time with friends, or simply taking time to reflect on your own aspirations. When you invest in yourself, you bring a renewed energy and sense of purpose to the relationship. Moreover, this rediscovery of individuality benefits not only you, but also your partner. When you are thriving as an individual, it inspires your partner to do the same. This mutual encouragement creates a dynamic where both people feel supported in their personal growth. It also adds depth to the relationship as you continue to learn from and admire each other's evolving journeys. The relationship becomes a space where individuality is celebrated rather than stifled, and this fosters a sense of mutual respect and admiration. Another significant aspect of rediscovering individuality is the way it rekindles curiosity and attraction. When you're always together, it's easy to fall into a routine where there's little left to discover about one another. However, when you step back and focus on your individual pursuits, it naturally creates a sense of intrigue. Your partner may notice changes in your energy, your passions, or your outlook, and this can reignite the spark that initially brought you together. Curiosity is a powerful force in relationships, and it thrives when both partners maintain a sense of autonomy. This process of stepping back and rediscovering individuality also deepens the emotional foundation of the relationship. When you take the time to understand yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries, you bring a greater level of emotional intelligence to the partnership. You're better able to communicate what you need and to understand and respect your partner's needs as well. This clarity strengthens the connection because it fosters honesty, vulnerability, and mutual understanding. Rediscovering individuality is particularly important during challenging times in a relationship. When conflicts arise, it's tempting to focus solely on fixing the problem together. While collaboration is essential, sometimes the best way to resolve an issue is to step back and reflect independently. This space allows you to process your thoughts and emotions without the pressure of immediate resolution. It also gives your partner the opportunity to do the same, which can lead to a more thoughtful and balanced approach to resolving the conflict. Additionally, stepping back to focus on individuality doesn't mean withdrawing emotionally. It's about finding the balance between connection and autonomy. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation where both partners feel secure enough to be themselves while still feeling deeply connected to one another. When you step back, you're not distancing yourself out of a lack of care. You're creating an environment where both individuals can thrive and grow. This balance between individuality and connection also prepares the relationship for long-term success. Relationships that stifle personal growth often become stagnant or resentful over time. On the other hand, partnerships where individuality is nurtured tend to be more resilient. They have a sense of adaptability because both partners feel confident in themselves and their ability to navigate challenges together. This confidence comes from knowing that the relationship is a choice, not a dependency, and that both people are equally invested in making it work. Stepping back to rediscover individuality is not just about personal fulfillment, it's about contributing to a healthier, more vibrant relationship. When both partners are secure in their own identities, they can come together as equals. They bring their unique perspectives, strengths, and passions to the relationship, creating a dynamic that is both supportive and inspiring. This harmony between individuality and connection forms the foundation for a relationship that is not only loving but also enduring. When you step back in a relationship, you give your partner the chance to genuinely miss you, and in that absence, they come to value your presence more deeply. It's often said that we don't truly appreciate something until it's gone. And while this doesn't mean completely disappearing from someone's life, it emphasizes the importance of creating moments of reflection. Absence, even in small doses, highlights the significance of what was once constant. It forces a person to confront the void left behind and ask themselves what that presence truly meant to them. In relationships, especially those that have settled into a routine, the ever-available presence of one partner can sometimes be taken for granted, not out of malice, but because humans naturally adapt to what is constant. When someone is always there, their presence blends into the background of daily life, and its profound impact may not always be consciously recognized. By stepping back, you disrupt this pattern. You give your partner the space to notice the subtle ways in which your presence enriched their life, the comfort and stability you provided, and the joy of simply being around you. The absence you create by stepping back doesn't need to be dramatic. It could be as simple as not initiating every conversation, taking time to focus on your personal projects, or reducing the frequency of your interactions slightly. These small shifts in behavior can have a significant impact because they subtly encourage your partner to reflect on what they might be missing. It's in these quieter moments when you're not immediately available that they begin to think about you more deeply and consider what makes you unique. When your partner starts to feel your absence, they are drawn into a process of self-reflection. They begin to question why they miss you, what it is about you that lingers in their thoughts, and what role you play in their emotional landscape. This introspection is powerful because it fosters a deeper understanding of the connection you share. It prompts them to think beyond the surface level of the relationship and consider the qualities, values, and shared experiences that make you irreplaceable. Creating the space for your partner to miss you also shifts the dynamic in the relationship. Instead of you being the one who constantly reaches out or initiates, your partner is now motivated to take action. This shift can be profoundly revealing. If they truly value you in the relationship, they will step forward to bridge the gap. They will take the initiative to reconnect, to express their feelings, and to show that they are willing to put in the effort. This not only reaffirms their commitment, but also gives you a clearer picture of their intentions and priorities. In this process, your partner also begins to understand the depth of their own emotions. Sometimes people don't fully realize how much they care about someone until they experience what life feels like without their constant presence. The feelings of longing and nostalgia that arise in your absence are indicators of their emotional investment. These emotions act as a catalyst, compelling them to cherish the relationship more and to nurture it with greater care moving forward. Absence also brings clarity to the things that truly matter. In the busyness of daily life, it's easy to overlook the value of small moments and gestures. When you're not there to share those moments, your partner has the opportunity to reflect on what they miss most about you. It could be your laughter, the way you listen attentively, or the way you bring a sense of calm to their life. These realizations deepen their appreciation for you and serve as a reminder of why they were drawn to you in the first place. By stepping back, you're not just creating an opportunity for your partner to miss you, you're also giving them the chance to recalibrate their perspective on the relationship. They may begin to see the areas where they could contribute more or where they've been taking things for granted. This kind of self-awareness is essential for growth, both individually and as a couple. When your partner starts to recognize the value of your presence, they are more likely to make changes that reflect their appreciation. In addition to fostering gratitude, absence creates anticipation. When your partner doesn't have immediate access to you, it builds a sense of longing and excitement for the next interaction. This anticipation can reignite the spark in the relationship, bringing back the sense of novelty and passion that may have faded over time. It reminds them of the excitement they felt in the early stages of the relationship when every moment spent together was cherished and meaningful. This process also serves a test of resilience for the relationship. If the bond is strong, the absence will only make it stronger by reinforcing the connection and mutual appreciation. If there are weaknesses in the relationship, they may come to the surface during this time. Either way, stepping back provides valuable insights into the dynamics of the partnership and the depth of your partner's feelings. Ultimately, allowing your partner the chance to miss you is not about playing games or creating emotional distance for its own sake. It's about nurturing a healthy balance in the relationship where both individuals have the space to reflect, appreciate, and grow. When your partner experiences life without your constant presence, they are reminded of the unique qualities you bring to their world and the irreplaceable role you play in their happiness. This realization is a powerful motivator for them to love you more deeply and to approach the relationship with renewed effort and commitment. Stepping back in a relationship can serve as a powerful means of resetting boundaries and establishing mutual respect. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define our comfort zones, needs, and limits in any connection. When these boundaries become blurred or disregarded, it can lead to misunderstandings, resentment, or an imbalance in the partnership. Taking a step back allows you to reinforce these lines, ensuring that both partners understand and honor each other's space, priorities, and values. In relationships, especially when emotions run high, there's a tendency for boundaries to weaken. You might find yourself overextending, constantly accommodating your partner's needs or sacrificing your own well-being for the sake of harmony. This imbalance often occurs gradually, driven by a desire to show love and commitment. However, without clear boundaries, such actions can become unhealthy, leading to feelings of exhaustion or being taken for granted. By stepping back, you're essentially drawing a line that says, this is where I need to focus on myself, and this is what I need to feel respected. For your partner, this act of stepping back can serve as a moment of clarity. It signals that there's an imbalance or a lack of mutual understanding that needs to be addressed. When you take a step back, you give your partner the opportunity to assess how they've been interacting with you and whether they've been crossing boundaries knowingly or unknowingly. It's a chance for them to consider your needs more thoughtfully and to reflect on how they can contribute to a healthier dynamic. Setting and resetting boundaries isn't about creating walls or emotional distance. It's about fostering a space where both partners feel safe, valued, and respected. When you step back, you're advocating for yourself while also encouraging your partner to do the same. It's an invitation to have honest conversations about what each of you needs to thrive as individuals and as a couple. These discussions can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's values, expectations, and personal growth journeys. Stepping back also underscores the importance of self-respect in relationships. When you prioritize your boundaries, you're sending a powerful message to yourself and your partner that you value your well-being. This act of self-respect often inspires reciprocal respect from your partner. They begin to see you as someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to advocate for their needs. This not only strengthens their admiration for you, but also sets a standard for how they should treat you moving forward. Moreover, boundaries provide a sense of structure and stability in a relationship. They clarify what is acceptable and what is not, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings or conflicts. When both partners are clear about each other's boundaries, it creates an environment of trust and predictability. This trust is essential for emotional intimacy, as it reassures both individuals that their needs and limits will be respected. Stepping back also gives you the time and space to evaluate your own boundaries. In the rush of daily life and relationship dynamics, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters to you. Taking a step back allows you to reflect on your values, priorities, and non-negotiables. It's an opportunity to ask yourself questions like, am I being true to myself in this relationship? Are my needs being met? Am I compromising too much or too little? This self-reflection is vital for personal growth and for maintaining a relationship that aligns with your authentic self. Your partner benefits from this process as well. When you clearly communicate your boundaries after stepping back, it provides them with valuable insights into your inner world. They gain a better understanding of what makes you feel loved, respected, and valued. This clarity enables them to show up for you in more meaningful ways, strengthening the emotional connection between you. Stepping back also encourages your partner to establish and communicate their own boundaries. This mutual exchange creates a relationship where both individuals feel empowered to express themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. It fosters a dynamic of mutual respect and support where both partners are invested in each other's growth and happiness. Another important aspect of resetting boundaries is the way it addresses unhealthy patterns in the relationship. Over time, certain behaviors or dynamics can become entrenched even if they're not serving the relationship well. Stepping back disrupts these patterns, forcing both partners to reevaluate how they interact with each other. It's a chance to break free from cycles of codependency, miscommunication, or imbalance and to replace them with healthier habits. This process of resetting boundaries also reinforces the idea that love and respect go hand in hand. True love is not about losing yourself in the relationship or allowing your needs to be overshadowed by your partner's. It's about creating a partnership where both individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. By stepping back and setting boundaries, you're nurturing a love that is rooted in mutual respect and understanding. In addition, boundaries create space for individuality within the relationship. They remind both partners that while they are deeply connected, they are also separate individuals with their own dreams, goals, and identities. This balance between togetherness and individuality is crucial for a healthy and fulfilling partnership. It ensures that both people feel free to grow and evolve while still being supported by the relationship. Stepping back and resetting boundaries is an act of courage and self-care. It requires you to prioritize your needs without guilt and to trust that your partner will respect and appreciate this decision. It's a declaration that your well-being matters and that a healthy relationship is one where both partners are committed to honoring each other's boundaries. This commitment to mutual respect and understanding lays the foundation for a partnership that is not only loving but also deeply sustainable. When you step back in a relationship, it creates an opportunity to refocus attention on yourself, which can be one of the most transformative decisions you make. Relationships, while enriching, often demand significant emotional investment, time, and energy. Over time, this investment can inadvertently lead to neglecting your own needs, passions, and personal growth. By stepping back, you reclaim the energy and focus required to reconnect with who you are as an individual. This isn't an act of selfishness, but one of self-preservation and self-respect, enabling you to show up more fully in all areas of your life, including the relationship. Focusing on yourself allows you to rediscover your passions and aspirations. In relationships, it's common to prioritize shared goals or to support a partner's dreams, sometimes at the expense of your own. Stepping back gives you the breathing room to revisit the things that make you feel alive and fulfilled. Whether it's pursuing a hobby you've set aside, advancing in your career, or dedicating time to personal development, this period of self-focus can reignite your sense of purpose and individuality. It reminds you that you are a whole person outside of the relationship with your own desires and ambitions that deserve attention. This renewed focus on yourself also leads to a stronger sense of self-worth. When you invest time and energy into your personal growth, you begin to see yourself in a new light. You recognize your strengths, talents, and unique qualities, which can sometimes become overshadowed in the dynamic of a relationship. This self-awareness builds confidence and empowers you to approach the relationship or any aspect of life with a greater sense of security. You're no longer seeking validation from your partner because you've cultivated it within yourself. Stepping back also gives you the chance to evaluate your emotional health. Relationships can sometimes bring up unresolved issues or amplify insecurities. And without taking time for introspection, these emotions can linger under the surface, affecting your interactions. By focusing on yourself, you can address these feelings directly. Whether through journaling, therapy, meditation, or other forms of self-reflection, you create a space to process your emotions, heal old wounds, and cultivate inner peace. This emotional clarity not only benefits you, but also strengthens your ability to engage in the relationship from a place of wholeness. Another significant benefit of stepping back is the perspective it offers. When you're deeply entrenched in a relationship, it can be challenging to see the bigger picture. Taking a step back creates distance, not just physical, but emotional and mental, allowing you to assess the relationship objectively. You can ask yourself important questions. Is this relationship meeting my needs? Am I growing as a person, or am I stagnating? Is my partner contributing to my happiness, or am I losing myself trying to make them happy? This honest evaluation is crucial for determining whether the relationship aligns with your values and goals. Focusing on yourself also sets a powerful example for your partner. When they see you taking steps to nurture your well-being and pursue your passions, it can inspire them to do the same. This creates a healthier dynamic in the relationship, where both individuals are committed to their own growth while supporting each other. It shifts the focus from dependency to interdependence, a state where both partners are whole and balanced individuals, enhancing the relationship rather than relying on it for fulfillment. The process of focusing on yourself often leads to a redefinition of your boundaries and priorities. As you spend time understanding what truly matters to you, you become clear about what you will and won't accept in a relationship. This clarity is empowering because it allows you to communicate your needs and expectations more effectively. It also makes it easier to recognize when a relationship is truly serving you versus when it's draining you. This newfound assertiveness and self-awareness can profoundly impact the quality of your interactions, fostering respect and understanding from your partner. Focusing on yourself also enhances your ability to give and receive love. When you are aligned with your own needs and values, you're better equipped to show up authentically in a relationship. You're not operating from a place of lack or insecurity, but from a foundation of self-love and confidence. This authenticity allows for deeper connections and more meaningful interactions as your partner experiences the best version of you, one that is secure, fulfilled, and whole. Moreover, taking this time for yourself often brings about unexpected opportunities for growth and joy. It could be as simple as discovering a new passion, forming meaningful friendships, or achieving a personal milestone you hadn't previously prioritized. These experiences enrich your life and bring a sense of fulfillment that spills over into the relationship. When you're happy and thriving as an individual, it naturally enhances the dynamics of the partnership, creating a positive cycle of mutual encouragement and growth. Stepping back and focusing on yourself also helps you cultivate resilience. Relationships, no matter how loving, come with their share of challenges. When you invest in your personal growth, you build the emotional strength and coping skills needed to navigate these challenges with grace. You become less reactive and more thoughtful in your responses, which can prevent conflicts from escalating and contribute to a more harmonious relationship. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean distancing yourself emotionally or neglecting the relationship. Instead, it's about striking a balance that ensures your well-being while allowing the relationship to flourish. It's a recognition that your happiness and fulfillment are your responsibility, and that nurturing these aspects of yourself benefits everyone around you, including your partner. By prioritizing your growth, you create a stronger foundation for the relationship, one built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared joy.